What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to continue our support hero series. I know it's been a while since the last one, but there's a couple key heroes that I feel like everybody needs to know about and know exactly why those heroes are used. And next up on the list, I was considering doing Drake, but I feel like most people kind of understand the why reason you'd use Drake. I want to go into one that we are basically talking about a lot lately, and that is Ignis. So Ignis is pretty much one of the best pure healers in the game, besides of course Fairy Queen Vesa, the Transcendence hero. She can be used in multiple different forms. You can even use her as a 5-star hero. 9-star hero is if you're going to use her just for part of what we're going to talk about today, or a full E5 hero if you're using her for things like PvP, potentially Void Vortex, even something like your Sealand pushes in the Abyss faction. Because let's be honest, when it comes to damage dealers in the Abyss faction for Sealand 21 plus, there really are not any, so you're really heavily relying on your support heroes to keep your main damage dealer going, Scarlet Queen Halora, and that is where Ignis comes into play. So at 10-star Ignis, in reality, you don't need to go to 10-star. You can get the first part that we're going to talk about at 9-star. At 9-star, she will have Eternity of Dragon Soul up to level 3. What this does is a passive skill that whenever she dies, she will heal the nearest ally in the lineup. It'll always prioritize the front slot. So if she dies and there's a hero in slot 1 and slot 3, she will always heal the forward one, slot 1 before. If there's nobody in front of her, she'll heal the next closest after that. But it's really cool because it's by 100% of the ally's max HP. So it doesn't matter what stats your Ignis has, it is 100% based on the target hero, which is why 9 stars can be what we call suicide heroes, where they're just put in the lineup to die in round 1 to get the heal, and on top of that, they increase the ally's energy by 100 and gives them 100% control immunity. That is pretty much the most important for Sealand. The energy part is a bonus, or is part of the main idea in Void Vortex. So this is very good. Again, we're looking at 10-star, but you get this level 3 version of Eternity of Dragon Soul at 9-star. So this is a very, very good strategy to have. Now you can use her in the lower tier versions, like the level 2 version for like I believe it's like up to an 8-star. You get level 2. This is going to give 50% of them healing, increase 50 energy, and 40% control immunity, which is okay. And then of course, if you just are using the 5 stars, they're still better than nothing, especially on early game accounts. You saw we used them on the free to play before we got the Tix copies. A 30% heal, increase allies energy, and 20% control immunity. So those are really, really solid. Now, typically, like what you see here in all of our Abyss Sealand clears, we've always had like 1 or 2 E5 innings, but we also have like 2 9 or 10-star Ignis staggered between giving these other stronger Ignis more survivability and control immunity, and doing it for our Scarlet Queen Halora. So ideally what you want is, for your Abyss Sealand clear, 1 E5, you're going to want, of course, a maxed out Tenant Householder Scarlet Queen Halora, and then you're going to want probably like 2 9-star Ignis to go along with it. That way giving them 100% control immunity. That way you don't need to run Control Purify. You can run Attribute Reduction Purify. Now the other thing that's really, really good about Ignis is her active ability. So we don't care about how much damage it does. Granted, it hits both frontline enemies, so it's going to hit 2 targets and give them energy, which is the only downside of this. But it heals the ally with the lowest HP, aka it's a smart heal, by 50% of Ignis's max HP. So this part, the active, you really want a stronger powered up V4 Ignis to go along with it, because that heal is dependent on her HP. But if you don't care about the heal portion, it's going to increase the nearest allies damage reduction by 40% for 3 rounds and 100 energy. So if you can keep multiple Ignis going live and just keep feeding damage reduction to each other, it can get out of hand with how much damage reduction you can stack up, plus tons and tons of energy feeding going back and forth. Her base stats are really good because she has HP, damage reduction, and heal effect on top of speed. These are amazing stats for someone like her. And of course, her basic attack does have a heal as well, but it does consume part of her own health to heal others, and then also gives them some damage reduction too. So my idea, and what we talked about in this morning's video, if you guys didn't see it, we're going to build the Ignis army. We're going to go for 3 E5 Ignis, 2 9-star Ignis, and then of course our main Scarlet Queen Halora. Although everybody's gonna be wearing crowns, we're gonna try to do this as good as possible, but this is where she really shines. So Sealand, absolutely amazing. Even just in the early game, like I said, early game, very good budget support hero as a 5-star down here, because the fact that her on death heal is based on your allies max HP is very good. Granted, her active can do a little bit of healing, but it's also giving energy and it's giving damage reduction, so that's pretty sweet. Very little damage reduction from her basic attack, so that's not as useful. She can be used in a lot of different game modes, and one of the most prevalent ones she's useful in is the budget version of clearing out Void Vortex through Defire and through Vanquisher. Getting all this done here in the Vortex is very important. She can be very strong, and she's mainly there to feed energy with her Blessing of Dragon Flame and then live as long as possible. And then when she does die, she feeds that energy again to your Sword Flash, because you want your Sword Flash using actives just absolutely constantly. So let me know what you guys think about this hero. Let me know if you've used her in other game modes that that we haven't talked about. I mean, like PvP, she can be okay. She kind of had a strong PvP meta presence when she first came out, and for quite a while after. She has fallen off recently. Really, it's just Vortex. You could use her on Void Ark Bosses too, just to let her die, and then give this CC immunity to like your Sword Flash or your Ithaca, again for that 100% control immunity, because on Void Ark Bosses, that boss is just going to hammer you over and over, and the battle only lasts 6 rounds, so if you only have a few rounds to get that attack off, you kind of want to make sure you have the maximum amount of time to do your damage there. If I can actually zoom out, there we go, because these guys are absolutely crazy. 6 rounds, they have huge CC abilities, so in reality, she's feeding energy to your main damage dealer like an Ithaca, but even better than that, she's given that control immunity, so you always get to attack. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Ignis. Leave a comment also with who you want me to talk about next in the support hero series. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. We're still growing a lot slower, but maybe eventually we're gonna get to 75,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time.